Good evening. Welcome to the Planning Board meeting of Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. The meeting is on local TV. As always, there is no Zoom component to tonight's meeting. Everything will be live at Town Hall. With that, I'll open up the meeting to the members, and first order of business is the meeting minutes from our last meeting of February 17th,
Point of order, sir.
2026.
We need to nominate a chairman for the
Do we have-
meeting. So call for nominations for chair.
I move that Joe Caligione serve as chair for this evening's meeting.
Is there a second? Motion's made in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Awesome.
With that, we'll go to the meeting minutes for 2/17/26.
Move to approve.
And
Motion's
second.
made to approve and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous at 3. We have 181P tonight. It's in our packet for Industrial Road, 1 through 3 Industrial Road. You want to go over it, Matt?
I was expecting you to move into the center seat, so I
Al?
have all my stuff over here.
I figured what the hell, I'll just stay here.
Perfect.
One thing I need you to do is sign the minutes, please. So the 81P is a land court decision. Haven't seen too many of these. The one you have in front of you is a draft, but the one I have in the office is the engineered stamp plan. These were just sent by PDF, so they weren't the
they're
official ones yet.
Identical otherwise?
Yes, they are. This is the one he sent over to verify everything was okay before they put the stamp on it, and this one's all good to go. Meets the frontage requirement, lot size of the zone. It's a land court decision, so this is, I recommend endorsement of the plan.
Move to approve.
And seconded.
Motion made and seconded
I'm sorry, do
to,
we authorize?
no, I think we have to sign these, don't we, Matt?
No.
Not even for land court?
Nope.
Okay. Motion been made and seconded for Matt to have the 81P plans, to sign the 81P plan. Any further discussion? Hearing not. All those in favor will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous at 3. Back down, Matt. All right. We have the amended site plan for 10 to 12 Beach Street. Yeah, I don't know if I'll need it to keep the crowd quiet tonight, but
You never know, I might get out of hand.
Sorry, I just had to, for legal, they just wanted us to point out that we did have Zoom available on the agenda, but we had some technical difficulties, so it is unavailable this evening.
Okay.
Just had to say that out loud.
thank you.
So for 1012 Beach Street, I did ask the applicant to attend again. We did see them earlier this week in the office, and they gave us the revised plans that include the floor plan that confirms the square footage, that then matches the parking calculations. So the calculations are correct. And the one other thing that they added per the building inspector's recommendation was some ADA parking. That's right in the center of the plan in green. They're to service the other businesses. Owner's going to do that. It's not necessarily the applicant. There is no kitchen that's proposed. That was a source of discussion at our last meeting. So, that being said, I recommend a favorable action taken on this project. Unfortunately, without the applicant here to answer questions, it's kind of...
Unfortunate. We had quite a discussion on this at the last meeting, didn't
Yep,
we?
we
Rather
did.
extensive. But everything that was discussed and concerns raised have all been addressed?
Yes. It was really just parking that we were looking at in the first place, and then the kitchen came up, and whether or not sewer would be interested in the kitchen, but since there's no kitchen, there's no sewer interest.
And one of the only other questions were the seating arrangements, and obviously it's just in one half of the building, and just whether or not, would additional seating ever be put in, and then how it changes from the parking calculations?
Yeah, that was...
Obviously, it's a very gray area.
Right, that was something we discussed, was whether or not to do the calculations by seats or by square footage. So I asked them to provide both. So I don't think the seats, as Liz brought out previously, here they are now, great. The seat, The seats were not a calculation that we use historically. We use the square footage calculation, which is provided in the floor plan.
So, and based on that square footage, then the parking is adequate?
Yes.
So we don't have a letter from the sewer commission even, I mean, I know that there isn't an issue per se, no kitchen, so there's no grease trap issues or anything like that, but do we have anything in the file that says they're good with it?
I did not receive a letter from them, but I know Babe had talked to them previously and echoed that their concern was only about a kitchen. And since there is no kitchen, they shouldn't have any concern. But we don't have anything in writing now.
Did we have a discussion, I forget whether we had a discussion about actually some of the parking being in the town right of way?
I don't remember discussing that.
No, it didn't come up last time.
Son of a gun.
Joe, you're referencing those 3 to 4 spots, 5 spots that are,
It's what,
Yeah.
1, 2,
Right at the end.
3,
Well, it's
4,
8.
5, 6.
well, there's 8 there, but I guess there's about 5 to 6 that are,
There's 6 that are actually in the town right of way.
yep.
And they don't have to be. It doesn't look like there's anything preventing them from being within the property.
Even without those spaces, they still meet the calculation. 'Cause there
Right.
are
Yeah.
80 existing spaces and 63 necessary. 33 for the church with the square footage.
May I ask the gentleman a question? Turning to Matt, because the chairman's usually sitting there. Next time, well, actually, I should ask the members first. I was going to suggest that the next time they strike the lot, they bring the parking into their own, all of the parking into their own
Well, the
site.
problem is, I'm pretty sure that's curbed.
Yeah.
Right?
That
Oh.
front section's
That's
a
all-
curb, so
Oh,
that's all,
that's a
that curb, they
curb,
would
of
have to go
course
in
it is.
and mark the curb.
Yeah.
And it's all existing.
Right.
That is a curb, is it not? Well, gentlemen, what do you think?
Ask the applicant to-
I mean, like I said, that's,
Since they were here, introduce this project in the first meeting.
it's,
You guys the applicants for Beach Street?
Yes.
Come on up. You sit,
Yeah, that, given that it's curbing, that is kind of a big deal. I mean, not a huge deal, but
So Bruno Oliveira. The address is 110 Minden Road, North Bridge.
We were having a, it appears that some of the parking, and this has probably been existing for, since the parcel was built, but it actually appears that part of the parking, according to the plan, is on the town right-of-way for Beach Street.
So this line is the right-of-way of Beach Street, this line here, but here's your parking. So this curbing for the parking is in the Beach Street right-of-way, not the beach, this is the paved area here to here. But the right-of-way is here to here. Yeah, so part of your curbing is in the street right-of-way.
So it's not like it's proposed, it does exist as, that's how it exists today.
Yes, how it is.
Right. Correct.
So that's not,
Joe, as far as in history, has there ever been that type of situation?
We made
where
people
you
move, we made
have to
people
do
move
corrective-
signs that were in the right-of-way.
Oh, that
So I
was
mean, we have done that.
yeah.
Cape Road.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it was Cape Road, we've also done one on Quarry Square at one
And-
point.
This is harder to.
So there has been some, yeah, and I'm trying to figure out the easiest way of doing this, making note of, you know, again, you let it go once, and then all of a sudden, you know, everybody's building on town property.
And a question of clarity, as the applicant, are you just renting or leasing that space? Or
Yes.
you don't own this property
No,
itself?
we're just renting.
So I guess that'd be the other part of it, right? So they're just an applicant for
One of the
for one of the spots,
Yeah,
for one of the
one of the tenants,
tenants.
Yeah.
So does that fall back onto the owner of the property for corrective action? If we choose that corrective action would have to take place.
Yeah, it would, I mean,
'Cause
at the end of the day, it's a site plan for the whole thing.
Correct.
The fact that they're submitting it is because the owner put it on them to do the submittal, but it's still the owner's responsibility to have a site plan that meets the town's requirements, and the town's requirement is you don't build on the town's property.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, and again,
Actually, may I? So
Yeah.
I came in just to do the application for the certificate of occupancy. And the lady said we need to do, actually the building inspector said, oh, you need to go to the planning. And I went to talk to Matthew to get the specifications to do the
yep.
application for the certificate of occupancy.
Yeah, you have to come to us. I mean, the problem is that, again, when this was originally built, when the guy that bought this now, who isn't the original owner, I know, bought it, no one said to him, at that point in time, probably, you've got parking on town's property. It's an ongoing issue. The only time we see it is when we get something like this. But to then say, oh, we're not going to do anything about it becomes an issue because we don't know what happens next when you let it go. And that's the quandary. I'm not really into having you move 5 parking spaces, but I don't know what the option is. I mean, we could eliminate some, but it's still going to almost be the same.
By that same rationale, Joe, it looks like the sign to the left is
Yeah.
also in the right. Yep, so that's,
Oh, yeah, it is
that's
And
partially.
and that curbing.
and that's a multiple business sign. For all the tenancies.
My personal inclination, and my fellow board members and the town planner may disagree, is to let this, to approve this proposal, but to have the building inspector or the appropriate person work with the property owner. My personal inclination is to not make these guys wait, but I am not sure that my fellow members will agree.
Because those 8 spaces, you don't need them for your calculations, so that's definitely in your favor.
Yeah, Martha, and I think to your point, if you look at, it is intruding on a sidewalk, but if you look down at the southern point of that sidewalk on the, kind of the Google Maps, I don't think the sidewalk continues on.
I don't believe it does.
So,
There's only sidewalk from
right,
the next
so
one.
basically almost from the property corner and then heads kind of north-northwest. So it's kind of even a little bit irrelevant from the standpoint of those parking spots intruding in. I do like your idea of, Martha, of saying, hey, let's move things forward for these tenants with the contingency of working, that the property owner work with our, our town departments to kind of correct, for some corrective actions.
Might actually be the highway surveyor might be the appropriate person, but somewhere
I don't
somewhere
think
there's
so.
an
No, it won't be,
appropriate person.
it'd have to be the building inspector.
Yeah.
So,
So with that,
I guess I have no problem with that. The only thing that I would say is that I'd like to change the parking that's available on site to be 6 spaces less than what's shown in the calculation, so that if nothing ever happens and they come forward, we have a plan that's in file that says, I'm not even saying mark them, I'm not saying they can't use them, but just saying they're not usable because they're not their property.
they're not going to count in future calculation of available
Right, so if
parking.
anybody comes with a different use that requires more parking and they say they have it, no, they don't actually, and will at least they'll know about it. And I agree, they should be proactive and work with the building department now to correct those 2 situations, but I'm just not sure where that's going to go at the end of the day, so at least we'll have a site plan in file that correctly shows what they have for legal parking.
I think you've got a good idea that those 6 spaces don't count in any calculations. The trick will be, will we all remember?
Well, it'll be on the site plan that said file it in town offices.
Right.
So when they go to that and go back to that, it's going to say the how many you got. So when somebody counts it, I mean, maybe we haven't put a note on it that says the 6 spaces along Beach Street are not counted for parking calculation due to the fact that they're in town, they're partially in town property.
Okay,
I'll leave that up to you, Matt, as to what we need. We can approve it, subject to those conditions, and then, we can sign it with a corrected plan.
Yeah. I need a signature block on here anyway, so
Yeah.
they need to come back with that. So it's saying these 6 spaces right up here. If you guys want to come up here and take a look. It's saying these 6. Move from the overall
Actually-
calculation here.
drew it out. This triangle-ish is within the town right-of-way,
Yeah.
and the parking spaces are partly within that right-of-way. So we're saying these 6 spaces don't count.
I see.
But you don't need
Yeah,
them.
for this calculation over here, so it doesn't, that way we have it on file, that way we're making note of it, and we're also saying that the owner needs to, outside of this discussion, the owner needs to have a discussion with the building inspector in regards to the sign and these 6 spaces to try to come up with an idea as to how you make this legal, because he's got stuff in town property right now.
I know the building inspector addressed some other things to do on these, on this.
Yeah, he talked about handicap parking,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're gonna,
That's out, yeah, that you needed to do for us to approve it. This, we're saying, okay, we're gonna let it go, it's an issue, but we'll let it go, but the owner, because it's not you guys, the owner needs to work to
Got it.
rectify this situation.
I'm going to take a stab at the motion. Move to approve with the provision that the 6 spaces that encroach upon Beach Street, the Beach Street right-of-way, do not count in the calculation, and further provided that someone reach out to the property owner to correct that encroachment, as well as the sign that's on the site, which is also encroaching on the right-of-way.
Motion to approve the site plan, subject to the revision of the parking calculations to show that the 6 parking spots that are partially located within the Beach Street right-of-way are not included in the calculation for the required parking, and that outside of this approval, that the property owner work with the building inspector and any other town board to work to rectify the issue with the parking spaces and the sign, which is also located in town property. Is that correct?
That's pretty much exactly what I said.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Signature block?
Oh, yeah, and also modify that. You need to put a signature block on the,
I got it sketched out for him. I'm just going to hand him that.
when you bring in the plan to, it needs to have those corrections. You need to have a signature block so that we can sign it. So if Elliot did your work, he needs to add that signature block so it can be signed.
okay.
Also needs a full-size set, so it should be a large set.
Do I need to submit this first before we got the,
Yes, yeah, once you get that
Yeah,
to me,
what-
I can then sign the decision.
Yeah, we're
You guys
about
still
to
need to
vote
vote.
approval,
You guys still have to vote.
assuming that our fellow member is on board with that.
Well, I second. So,
You guys still need to vote.
Any further discussion? Hearing not, all those in favor will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that's unanimous at 3.
All right.
Okay. You should be all set. You'll need to get that,
first, okay.
yeah, and then Matt can take care of it from that point, once you get the plans in.
Okay, all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
ZBA referral for 12 East Walnut Street. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The applicant requests a variance for relief of frontage and lot width for a proposed new lot using backland combined with existing property at 12 Walnut Street. I guess that's 12 East Walnut, correct, Matt?
Yeah, East Walnut, sir. Yeah.
This is actually Matt's letter that I'm reading. Specifically, the plan is to create a new lot with a two-family structure with a maximum frontage of 34.326 feet, lot width of 34.326. The minimum for both criteria is 100 feet, as according to section 2.4.9, lot shape factor residential district. Is barely met at 21, this is the lot shape factor, is barely met at 21.98 with a maximum of 22. The board must consider the hardship of soil shape topography as the application lists, being unable to maximize value of the property is the hardship. Therefore, the town planner recommends it unfavorably forwarded to the ZBA. To me, this is treading on the most dangerous. I mean,
Precedent?
I think we know this, and I don't know how many of them come before us that go to the ZBA and perhaps get approved. I won't even get into that dissertation. But to approve this one, when somebody says, my only hardship is the fact that I can't get as much possible money as possible,
Right.
is utterly dangerous. I don't know how you stop anything going forward. You know,
Right.
so I don't know how we do anything differently than what the town planner recommends as far as this goes, and I think this is just dangerous precedent, and if it's approved, I shudder to think what we're going to be seeing next. I mean, this is if I got a lot of property out my back, but got no frontage, got no nothing, I want to put in, I want to put in a lot, just let me do it, because I can get more money for it.
I had spoke to the attorney, and he was going to argue shape at the ZBA meeting.
Yeah, he's going to argue shape now, but the fact of the matter is, the real reason is what's in the original application. So he can argue whatever the hell he wants. There's no doubt that this is because of that meeting, and it's got nothing to do with shape. I mean, you can't think that you have another lot when you have a frontage that's 30 feet and you're required 100. That goes to somebody subdividing this long before, and this was the most they could get, and now we got somebody coming back 10, 12 years later and saying, oh, there's still some lot of land. They could have divided this up differently, but no, we didn't want to do it, so now give us the land. That to me is not a reason why you give somebody, additional, otherwise, and I mean, the state's well on the way to blowing zoning up anyways, but, it just throws zoning out the window. It doesn't mean anything.
So the total frontage of the lot at this time is 100 feet?
No, it's 34 feet.
Yeah, this new one that they're trying to
Yeah,
create.
no, I mean-
It's both combined.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 134,
Yeah,
right.
whereas
Yes.
100 is the requirement.
Right.
They couldn't get another lot in. There was no way of getting extra lots when they subdivided it out. Now it's like, oh, geez, we've got a lot of land back here.
I mean-
Can't we do anything?
The fact that they're going to keep the two existing structures that are there and trying to, try to somehow gain access to those back lots, like you said, Joe, it's just kind of, you're shoehorning things in.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't work at all.
No.
So the first way of measuring the shape factor, it did not come close.
Yeah, they just did- they
Do the
just
shape
exact-
factor in the developable area, it was, what, 2/10,
Yeah.
200 short, so.
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, that frontage.
Yeah, I mean, this was, somebody was lazy or cheap a while ago when they subdivided this stuff up and didn't take it into account and said, what's the maximum 81 Ps we can get because we don't have to put any road in? And, okay, let's go with that. And now, oh, well, maybe we can get another lot out of it anyways just by coming back. And I pray this doesn't get approved, but that's my feeling anyways.
Yeah, no, that's,
So we're looking for a motion for an unfavorable recommendation to the ZBA due to lack of hardship?
Yep. Well, I shouldn't say that. I can't make
I
that recommendation.
wonder how we can politely say an absurdity of the proposal? A 34-foot, what was the frontage? Yeah, 34 feet. Chris, you care to make the motion, or you want me to?
go right ahead.
So I move that we send I move that we recommend that this request be denied by the ZBA. There's probably a better way to say that.
Unfavorable, you got to send another. it's all right.
Unfavorable recommendation.
Motion been made, to send an unfavorable recommendation to the ZBA due to no apparent hardship. Do I hear a second?
Yes, second.
Any further discussion? Oh, and we're also sending Chris's letter with the motion.
Oh, my letter.
Matt's letter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, why, oh, because I was looking at Chris.
No, it's like,
Yeah.
what letter did I?
Matt's cover letter. We
Yes.
always send a copy of Matt's cover letter as
Yes.
part of the,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
any other discussion? Hearing not, all those in favor of sending an unfavorable recommendation will signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, that's unanimous at 3.
Here's a signature, please. You wrote that one out.
ZBA referral for 17 Water Street. Applicant requests a special permit pursuant to section 3.1.3 for the alteration of an existing non-conforming use within existing property at 17 Water Street. Specifically, the plan is to create a two-family residence on the first floor basement level of a structure that currently exists as a non-conforming business on the main floor, first floor level, with a residential apartment on the lower level. The main floor business is not changing, only the first floor proposed to convert to two-family. According to the zoning bylaw, the lot itself is non-conforming. It has 6,500 square feet of the required lot size of 12,000 square feet for a two-family, and it has 67 feet of frontage of the required 100 feet. The structure is also non-conforming. It has setback encroachments in the front, rear, and right side setbacks. For parking, there are driveways on both sides, one presumably for the business and the other for the residents. Recently, a fence was constructed, effectively shortening the residential driveway to a maximum of 2 cars. Given all the nonconformities and lack of parking, I recommend an unfavorable report be forwarded to the ZBA. Chris, do you know if this structure actually,
That's Matt.
Chris, why do I keep saying that? Matt, do you know if this structure, as far as assesses, and is this actually a legal residence on the first floor? You know?
In the basement apartment?
Yes.
I do not know. No, it's not conforming one way or the other if it exists, or how it was originally permitted. From what I understand in talking to Maria, this has been like this for a long time.
Been there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a, I don't know what this is.
I just don't know when the apartment got put in. I get the feeling that itself may have not actually been permitted to begin with.
The vinyl fence was put up right at the end of this little bump out, and it's like right here. It's
Okay.
just blocking. So it's at most you get 2, maybe 3 cars if it covers part of the sidewalk.
And they're parking, one in front of the other in front of the
Yeah,
other.
stacking
Yeah,
for
stacking, thank
2
you.
families is, knocking on a neighbor's door when you need to get out. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing us no favors. I mean, there's one in there, they want a two-family. Correct?
Yeah,
Main floor
right.
business is not changing.
right. They want to, it's a single family and they want to add a 2-family. And they've provided an egress off the back, which doesn't currently exist today.
There's no reason why this needs to be a three-family. They want to put a residential in there. Maybe, not that I even think that should happen, but that's a different story. But why should this be a two-family?
Right.
So I'm a little
Yeah.
confused. So there's currently a residential
In the basement.
apartment in the basement level. And when you say basement, do you mean this level?
Yeah, it's kind of the first floor.
Right.
And I call the main floor where the business is.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the second floor. I
So
guess.
you don't mean underground?
Yeah, oh, it's like half.
Half,
subgrade.
Okay.
You can see it's.
Goes down probably 3 or 4 steps.
That's the first
Yeah.
floor, that's the basement, that's
Yeah,
what's
I've
called the
actually been in
basement.
that building a number of times. I do business with somebody there. So again, there's a 2-family residence in there, a 1-family resident in their residence, in there already.
Yes.
And they're proposing
Two more.
a 2-family residence. If I could see.
And the,
They're proposing to make it a three-family, correct? If I'm
No,
reading
it's
this correctly?
no, it's a 2-family total.
Oh, two-family
Two
total.
units.
yep.
2 units?
2 units, and the business,
above.
and the business would still stay above,
Right.
so, and there's,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So even if there wasn't a business above, this two-family wouldn't fit in the zone, and they would need a variance for it.
Right.
Because this is an extension of non-conforming, they're going for the special permit. It seems like there's a lot more needed.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but we're talking about 3 separate apartments.
2 apartments.
2 apartments and 1
Rental
business.
units.
Two
2
rent-
apartments and a business rental
Yep.
going forward.
Well, a two-family residence is 2 separate units, is it not?
One in the basement, one on the first floor.
What's a two-family residence then?
It's just
Yes,
2.
it will be going forward, that's what they want.
Two separate units?
Yeah.
2 separate families, shall we say?
Yes, yes.
And there's already 1 family residence in there?
Yes.
So it's a total of 3 single-family residences?
I don't know. There's one that exists, and they're adding one. That's it.
So they're going to take,
They're changing the upstairs to be business and residence instead of all business.
Yeah.
Can somebody define a
no.
two-family residence to me and tell me it's only 1 family?
So right now, it exists as a single family with a business up above.
Yeah.
That's it. So they're trying to change it to a 2-family by adding another apartment unit to the basement.
To the basement.
So
So-
there's 2 residences in the basement and then the business.
Martha, if you look at this sheet here.
Oh, I
Okay.
can turn the page and see the diagram.
Okay, yeah, so the existing lower level plan on the left-hand side, all right, as you can see, it's, let me double check on that, right? Yeah, it has that one? Because I look over at, on the right-hand side, and that's where you can see where there's a divide between the 2 properties, so it's basically, or 2 apartments, unit 1 being on the front half, unit 2 being on the back half. So if you look over on the, kind of on the right-hand side, you have bedroom 1 stacked on bedroom 1, but there, again, bedroom 1 goes to unit 2, and bedroom 1 goes to unit 1. So again, it's already, if they're saying that's existing,
It's already a 5-bedroom,
yeah.
single family.
So it looks like they're just going to construct a wall and make it 2 units. So,
Right.
yeah, this thing's got
I mean, there's no parking for any
no
of this.
parking, yeah. Right, oh, yeah, this.
I still think
there's-
they're right.
For, you think that they're putting up on the upper level?
No, the
Define
upper level, they don't
Yeah,
change.
they're not
They have
changing.
Second plan.
I mean-
Existing office space stays the same, yeah.
a two-family residence.
It is not a 2-family residence right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a one-family residence now.
okay.
Yeah.
But they're trying to create,
Trying to create 2.
I'm sorry, I think I got it. When you say to create a two-family residence, you're, in that word two, you're counting the one that's already there.
Yes.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably big downstairs, but that's not our problem. I'm sure this was and I have no idea when this was approved. I mean, it's been there for as long as I've lived in Milford, as far as I can remember, but I'm sure this was business upstairs and downstairs.
Right.
And then they didn't have anybody to rent the downstairs, and so they turned it into a residential unit. Whether that was legal or not back then, who knows? But now, you know, it's there. Now it's like, okay, now I want to turn it into another residence, and it shouldn't be a residence to begin with.
So I'll make a motion to send a unfavorable recommendation to the ZBA. Yeah, to the, numerous nonconformities, outlined basically in our town planner's letter to us, and then also, in regards to parking situation,
Second.
very inadequate parking.
Motion has been made and seconded to send an unfavorable recommendation to the ZBA regarding the special permit based on the letter is written by the town planner and the lack of parking available to all of the usage. Any further discussion?
Nope.
Hearing not, all those in favor will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous at 3.
There you go. Scribble. Thank you. You're welcome.
Planning Board Rules and Regulations draft.
Before that, we've got some zoning bylaw amendments discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Before Chris gets to his, This isn't actually, I'll wait on town planner updates for mine, so go ahead.
All right.
You want to do yours?
All right, no problem. So last Friday morning, February 27th, had a meeting to discuss the food truck kind of bylaw, right? So section 3.2.5 included where the town planner, Matt, was here, Liz from the town engineering office, John Erickson from the building commissioner office, Joan Clerico as the Board of Health inspector, and then also Paul Mazzucchelli was there from the Board of Health member. We had a general discussion on the current bylaw. It was written 40 years ago to basically offset a taco truck that was permanently based here in Milford, and it wasn't mobile. So just basically that general discussion, all parties agreed that a revision is needed. We kept, the thought is to keep it basic to start. We'd like to center it around mobile food trucks or food trucks or trailers, looking at it to be only part of town approved events or private events. We would definitely come up with a defined window of operation. There would be no overnight parking allowed, and all required permitting would have to go through the Board of Health, the building department, the fire department, or the select board. So again, we haven't created all this language yet, but just kind of bringing everybody's ideas together, again, with all these multiple departments. Looking at it from the standpoint of obtaining the proper warrant language for the May 18th town meeting. We felt like we could get there. We'd, submit a draft proposal or draft language to this board on the March 17th meeting. Then we would have to, from there, submit it to the select board, and they would have to add it to their warrant, so probably either on their March 23rd or March 30th. From there, we would need 2 weeks to publish that we were going to have a public hearing on that. So then probably that public hearing right around, May 5th. And that gives us time again to get to the May 18th town meeting. So, and if you read, the current bylaw, the way it says no trailer or other vehicle may be utilized for commercial purposes or based for conduct of retail sales other than fixed locations. So it basically prohibits food trucks, and we know that we've had various events around town, Celebrate Milford, the 4th of July event, the car show events, where we, different, groups have had success with their food trucks or food trailers there. So again, I think it's just trying to catch up with the current usage. It's actually funny right now, even though the bylaw does say that theoretically they're not allowed, food trucks can go to the Board of Health and go through a series of the permitting process and inspections and get the proper permits to allow it to operate. So again, I think the bylaw just needs to kind of catch up to those standards, and we could work together with all these town departments and come up with some good language as a first pass to get it on the town warrant. So my thought is I just want to at least present those findings to this board, see if there is some consensus of some support, and we'll keep moving forward with it.
A couple comments. In the second paragraph of Paul Mazzucchelli's notes that are in front of us, the second paragraph references in the prohibited part that residential neighborhoods, that the trucks would be prohibited in residential neighborhoods, but the next paragraph talks about private events.
Yeah, there's some cleanup that needs to be done.
Okay,
Yep,
because I do
certainly.
know of people that have brought a food truck in.
Yeah,
The one I'm thinking of was wonderful.
right. The concern was you don't want to have a private event food truck festival in a neighborhood, but if someone was hosting, say, a graduation party and they
Right.
wanted a food truck there at their graduation party. So I think, yeah, there is language that is going to need to clarify those types of scenarios.
I have a couple more. The second paragraph again, about things you'd need to do, the first sentence, to obtain a permit. I don't know what a commissary documentation is.
I think that's Board of Health.
That's Board of Health.
Okay. And the fourth paragraph, final sentence, the fourth paragraph is about should there be a committee to review applications, and the last sentence says it could delay the time it takes for a vendor to obtain a permit, and also references aren't the department's already doing it. I wholly agree with that. No committee would be my thought.
Correct.
I guess my only issue, not that it needs to be a committee, but what I'm afraid of is, depending on where these people go, who gets to say, yeah, this place is appropriate or not? And that needs to be addressed somehow in there, whether it's they come to us with a site plan that shows it, because if they're taking up parking in other places,
Right.
we at least have an idea whether that parking is legitimate or not, and is there extra parking and things like that, or not. If someone came to me and said they wanted to put a food truck down, Stop and Shop, I didn't tell them where I tell them to go, but it,
Oh, back where there's extra parking.
no, that's the only place I can put it is, yeah, if you want to put it out back, you can, because no one uses that parking anyways. But other than that, but that's the thing that worries me, and how do we address that? I've seen them up craft routes, but I've also seen craft routes where people can't park either, and I don't know it's a good situation. I don't know that it's a safe situation up there sometimes, and that's the thing that people, this would be great, it'd be great to have and stuff like that. If there's a fire or something up there, you can't even get a fire truck up there when there's a food truck up there.
Okay.
So those types of issues are the things that I think as a board, or not as a board, as a town, we need to address.
Sure.
And somehow that needs to get addressed as part of whatever you come up with in
Okay.
the regulations.
Sure.
Yep.
I just want to add, instead of it being a committee, I'd recommend like a technical review of building, health, fire, all the town department heads.
Yep.
They get to review these things before they go up. This way everyone gets to put their stamp on it, including planning.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to look at it.
And once it gets to some level where you've had a few of them, it's going to be relatively easy. Okay, they're coming to this location, yeah, we've had it there before, it's been okay. They're coming, this is a new location, we've got to take a look at it, that type of thing.
Could we stipulate that, what will this end up being? Will this eventually be a bylaw?
This will be, well, there might be something in the bylaw for it. There might, and there'll be a change to our zoning bylaw. But there might also be something in the town bylaw with the Board of Selectmen, depending on how they handle it or not.
Right.
And I guess that's the other issue is, we had talked about this, is if you're only doing it for a day, does it just go by, or is there a financial implication to these people? They have to pay a certain amount to get a permit to do this, that type of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, so application for a temporary food establishment license. Seasonal permit fee is $125, a one-day permit is $50.
What's a seasonal mean?
I'll have to check with the Board of Health exactly.
Oh, that's theirs.
This is-
That's
this is-
theirs
yes.
for them doing inspections, but
Correct.
the selectmen want to do something to offset the
Correct.
taxes.
Correct. Yep.
That a regular business pays.
Certainly.
That's where I'd like to see addressed
Got you.
going forward.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Understandable.
Talk to Paul.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk about.
That's okay.
So perhaps said bylaw or wherever could say something like, let's assume for a moment the building commissioner is going to be the permitting entity. The building commissioner shall not issue a permit until she has consulted with the Board of Health, the fire department, and, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And said officials are in favor of the proposal, or, have no objections.
That's something
I mean,
that the
it-
selectors does currently. They do a licensing review and they send it out to all the department heads. We
Right.
all give our comments by a certain date.
Well,
Yeah, that kind of thing, as opposed to a committee.
For something that's going to be, and again, I think it needs to be a one day here, one day there, even if it's a seasonal permit, it can't be, okay, I'm going to be here
Yes.
July, August, and September every day.
Correct.
That I would be against, and if they allow that, I would be against it at town meeting. That being said, this was originally put into our regulations, into the zoning regulations, because there's no place to put it. If this is what they're going and they're going to allow it, it may be taking that one line out and it no longer becomes a planning board issue. It's all done by other people, which is where I think it should be anyways. There's no reason for anybody why it should be in our stuff.
Exactly.
Does the town allow them or not? If they allow them, then there should be a setup go to the selectmen, go to the Board of Health, get your permits and be done with it. You don't need to come back to us.
Right, because there's no property.
Again, technical staff, Liz or Matt need to be part of that review process to say,
Yes.
oh, yes, this parking spot, we've had problems with, no, you can't put it there, or things like that, but they know that as well as we do.
Yep. No, I agree with that.
But I guess that's where I would be with it.
Okay. I'll see, we can take those notes, and I'll bring it to the, my intention was that group that met, bring everybody together, let them know that whether or not I had planning board kind of support from this point forward, and then again, craft up the language. But again, it may be just a strike through of the language and push it on to a town bylaw as opposed to a zoning bylaw.
Yep.
So we'll have that discussion.
Okay.
Good,
Thank you.
thank you.
The other bylaws have public hearings advertised for our next meeting. The first ad went out today. It was for getting rid of the wetland piece in the zoning bylaw and adjusting lot widths. So those ads are out. They'll be on our next agenda.
Okay. Planning Board, rules and regulations.
Yeah, so I'll do that under town plan updates. Yeah, so I made the changes that we talked about, and the one piece about the Mullen Rule is something that I've got a placeholder on for town meeting. That's on page 4. So town council put together this draft, and they would like the planning board to consider sponsoring it. Kind of goes in, so we can't finalize the rules and regs unless the Mullen Rule is adopted, and then we have to change that, but still working on the in-house engineer piece on page 5. But otherwise, everything else has been updated, the number of copies. I ended up finding that we need 5 full-size sets from town departments. Otherwise, town council is still yet to review this because they're doing all sorts of legal battles right now and hasn't had time to look at it. So I really want them to look at it at some point before we are to make a vote on it. But just unless anyone else has any other comments after having spent some time with it.
I mean, I guess, I have no problem if they want us to sponsor it.
So we could take that up under town planner updates unless there's anything else we want to discuss under rules and regs.
I just would change that to miss not more than one.
Yeah,
In the third line from the top,
yeah.
where it says commission members to miss a meeting, I'd say not more than one.
Are we under town planner updates
I
now?
don't know where we are.
So,
Yeah, same difference, we're all,
okay. So, yeah, that's the draft letter from him. I'll make a mention of that, yeah, to miss not more than one meeting, right there. Not more than one.
yeah, that's the way it reads on down below in the
Yes.
in the actual.
I did pick up on that, I just prefer it.
Yep.
Public suspenders.
So would the planning board be interested in sponsoring this article?
Do we need,
We need a vote?
I would
Appreciate a vote. That'd be helpful.
move to sponsor the article relating to Mullen Rule statute.
Send to the select board for warrant consideration.
Exactly.
Motion been made to send the Mullen Rule statute to the Board of Selectmen for inclusion in the next town meeting. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing not, all those in favor will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous of 3. Any other updates, Matt? Anything?
I have no other updates, no.
I guess we don't have town engineer updates.
Yeah.
And we don't have any chairman updates because I didn't know I was even going to be the chairman tonight. Any member update? I could be the member update, so I could do that.
Yes?
No updates here.
My only update on the member things is just to keep those other things that we talked about with the parking in line for the fall, Matt. I want to see if we can get that to maybe make a decision for fall town meeting on parking behind the building and, Andrew, what else do we, and effectively the staging permits for construction.
Oh, yeah, so that kind of brings us back into the rules and regs. I want to add something about that, about construction phasing in here. I also wanted to add something in here about us requesting bonds, which is something we brought up in the first meeting that I had with you guys,
Yeah.
which we don't have the authority to do unless it's in here. So,
Yeah.
those are two things I need to add.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the first one?
Is adding phase construction
Oh, yeah.
Phase
conditions.
construction of parking in the rear of buildings, and then the bonds. Anybody got anything else? Our next meeting will be held on March 17th. Oh, March 17th. St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Patrick's Day.
But that's okay.
Move
Pleasure of the board.
to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing not, all those in favor of adjourning will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous at 3. Thank you and good night.
Well done, gentlemen.